Hey everybody, Gary with Basecamp Trading. Let's take a look at the ES futures today because we had a really nice short this morning. This morning we actually had some CPI news that was positive and it drove price higher. Then we left this little bit of a topping tail right here, put in the doji, which set up a bull flag. Momentum looked like it was turning positive. In fact, it was. It was turning positive. We had hit significantly overvalued though on the initial push up. That was a bit of a red flag, but it was based on news, and we know that news trumps value charts. Fundamental news can make you go deep into overbought territory or oversold territory. We'd gotten significantly overvalued here. Set up the bull flag, and it actually triggered. We triggered the bull flag, the setup bar that was 39.25.25. The next bar actually ran up to 39.26, which would have triggered this bull flag in. However, it did not follow through. This became a failed bull flag once we broke under the low of 39.22.5. Very often, failed bullish turns bearish. And you can see this bar caused 513 cross to the downside. We broke under support, and then the ES just ripped to the downside off of that failed bull flag. So this was a case where failed bullish definitely turned bearish. The way that we were trading that, again, off of our Unorenco chart. And this was an aggressive trade, but because we had hit significantly overvalued and because we had a failed bull flag, we actually traded this on a trend reversal breakout on momentum. And this is something that we don't talk about a whole lot in here. We cover it in our paid for classes, but you can see we actually had a trend reversal breakout on momentum. Momentum had been making higher highs, higher lows. We put in a pivot right here, put in a lower high, broke underneath that pivot, and then momentum just continued to sink. So that ended up putting us in on this chart on this bar right here. And so you were going to be short at around 39.20. Our initial downside target was actually 39.01 and a quarter. As you know, we trade to targets here. So your initial contract, you would have considered maybe taking profits at the target. Maybe not. This was dropping really hard, but if you had taken profits right there at the target, that would have been good for $800 or $900 per contract, just kind of depending exactly how you traded it and where you took them off at. If you actually trailed a runner, your runner would have gone down into here, which would have been good for around $1,500 per contract. We had hit significantly undervalued on our value charts by this point. Typically, you paint this many oversold bars, we're going to be out on the first reversal bar. So even if you had waited for the pullback, got out on the first reversal bar, that still would have been good for about $1,100 per contract. So again, depending on how you traded it, what you were doing as far as locking in profits, you had the potential to pick up as much as $1,500 per contract. You would have locked in 12 or 13, 1,100 at the least. 12 or 1,300 would have definitely been a potential on that. Again, we were significantly undervalued at that point. We pulled back, came up in here. We made the momentum reset, and you can see we had a fast line zero touch, which means the fast line on MQ momentum pull back to the zero line. The zero line is the line that the histograms move above and below, which gives us plenty of room for momentum to accelerate our trade. That period of time right there allowed us to relieve our overbought condition on our value charts, and that push down there would have taken you into what we call our bag number. Our bag number, bag is an abbreviation for big audacious goal. So that was our kind of our big stretch target. Our bag number was 38.80 and a quarter. So if you had taken the fast line zero touch down into our bag number, would have been good for another potential $700 or so per contract. Again, just depending on how you trade it. Again, if you're with us, you know we trade the targets all the time. So nice profit opportunity in the ES this morning. Again, it's all in how you are trading it, but again, a real nice profit opportunity on that first run down to collect potentially $1,500 per contract, and the opportunity to potentially grab another $700 per contract on this next push into the next target. So a good example of where failed bullish turned bearish.